everybody. Today I'm going to be making a fun treat that is from Harry Potter, like the Harry Potter universe, but is also very fitting for Thanksgiving and November and fall because it has pumpkin in it. I'm going to be making pumpkin pasties. Pasties. They say it with an accent in the movie, so I think it's just pasties. I'm going to be using a recipe from the unofficial Harry Potter cookbook. Now, it says down here, this book is unofficial and unauthorized. It is not authorized, approved, licensed, or endorsed by J.K. Rowling, her publishers, or Warner Brothers Entertainment, Incorporated. It's also not by me. It's by a woman named Dinah Buchholz. I'm sorry if I butchered that. As you can see, I have themed myself to match both fall and Harry Potter by wearing a Gryffindor sweatshirt. So I am very excited for this recipe. I even had my eyeshadow match, not that you would be able to tell because it's very light. The ingredients you're going to need are all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, cold butter, shortening, ice water, canned pumpkin, not pumpkin pie filling, nutmeg. You can use ground, but I'm going to try to grind my own for the first time and see how much of a difference it makes, and cinnamon. So for this recipe, you're going to need a food processor, just because the way we're going to be making the pastry is that we're going to be combining our flour, sugar, and salt with chilled butter, which needs to be cut up like that. Another way I've seen people or read people that do it is cutting the butter into the mixture and then just kind of almost mashing it. So you can do it without a food processor, but this makes it so much easier, so I'm gonna use one. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to place our flour, sugar, and salt in the bowl of the food processor. We're just going to pulse it a few times to combine. That's if we plug the food processor in. Now that that is combined, we're going to scatter our butter and shortening over the flour mixture and then pulse about 15 times till it resembles coarse meal. I don't know if this looks right, but we're just gonna keep going. It said to transfer to a large mixing bowl, so that's what we're doing now. So now we're just going to sprinkle 4 tablespoons of cold, like the ice water that we have, over the mixture. And then it says to toss the mixture together until it starts clumping together. It does say it's better to have it be too wet than too dry, and it says 4 to 6 tablespoons. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just going to add probably about 2 more tablespoons. It smells really good. I'm like tempted to eat the raw dough. I'm not going to. So for the next step, it says to take some plastic wrap, and I'm just gonna lay some down. And you're supposed to take the dough and pat it into a disc and wrap it up in the plastic wrap. We're going to chill it for an hour. Ooh, this is harder than I thought it would be. If you manipulate pastry dough too much with your hands, it becomes tough. Oh, I hate. This is the worst blade ever, is the one on plastic wrap. I was about to run my finger down it, and then I was like, that'll cut me. Now we're just wrapping up our dough for a nice long winter's nap. I'm just gonna let this thing chill for about an hour in the fridge, and then come back to it, and we'll make our filling. While the dough is still chilling in the fridge, we are going to start by preheating our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we are going to combine our filling. Now we're going to take a mixing bowl, and we're going to combine our sugar, pumpkin, cinnamon, and nutmeg with a beater until well combined. Whoa. I'm actually just going to whisk it with a regular whisk, because I don't feel like using the beater. Now that our pumpkin mixture is well combined, I'm going to grab our dough from the fridge, and then we're going to roll that out to about 1/8 of an inch thick. I'm trying not to work it too much with my hands. This is hard to do. This is hard to do. Okay, I decided to flour the surface a bit, as well as the rolling pin, because it was sticking horrendously to everything. That should be about the right thickness. There's splotches of what I believe to be butter and shortening all throughout the dough. Oh, that's totally shortening. I'm just gonna keep pushing forward, because this is just gonna turn out however it's gonna turn out. Now you're supposed to use a saucer to cut out 6-inch circles. And if I try to get 6 inches out of this thing, I'm gonna get maybe 2. I'm actually gonna be using this little dish of sorts that is about 3.5 inches in diameter, because if I try to get 6 inches of this dough, it is not going to work. I don't know how people get, because the recipe says that it makes 6. I'm just gonna cut out some nice circles. So I got 5. Now I have an ungreased cookie sheet, which is what the recipe says, and I'm going to be putting probably about a tablespoon of filling into these little pockets. What fits? There's something I've learned from making things that require you to encapsulate filling so that you never want to overfill because they will burst. So I'm thinking that about this much should be good, which I believe is actually about a teaspoon. And it says to use like a little bit of water on your finger and just drag it along the edge. And this is so that the edges become like tacky. I may have overfilled. Yay! Okay, so I closed the edges. Whether or not pumpkin mixture started to seep out is another question. Now I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to crimp the edge, cut slits to make vents. That's the best I can do for the first one at least. Now I'm going to do that to the rest of my little dough circles. Here are the
pumpkin pasties.
Completely ready to go in the oven, and I'm about to pop them in for about half an hour or until they've browned. Here are the completed pumpkin pasties from Harry Potter. I am very excited. They smell good. The pastry didn't come out as horribly as I was afraid it would because there were such like chunks of, ooh, there's steam coming out of that. That's gonna burn my mouth. They literally just came out of the oven, so I should probably wait. It's really good. It's weird. So because of how like thick I think the dough remained after I rolled it, because I think once you cut it out, it kind of forces the dough up and thickens it more. I don't know. Anyway, it seemed like it came out thicker than the little bit that I rolled it to, but these are really good. They're sweet, and there wasn't as much dough as I thought there would be to roll and make a bunch with, but the filling tastes good, the pastry tastes good. I'm crunching it and playing around with it. They're super hot still. They feel very Thanksgiving-y to me, so I'm very excited because I really love Harry Potter, and I also love Thanksgiving because, I mean, who doesn't love food? If you enjoyed this video, or if you like Harry Potter as well, or you just like pumpkin and Thanksgiving, let me know by leaving a like, comment, or maybe even subscribing to watch more of my cooking things videos. But thank you so much for watching this one. Bye-bye!